Unfortunately, pretty much wrapped up the basketball season. We'll have more details on that coming up and the recap of the Western Athletic Conference Tournament. Also on the program today, our guests, well, they are good. We're going to be speaking with our interim men's golf head coach, Meggan Bunker, joining us in the next segment. She joined the Roadrunner staff a couple weeks ago, and the Runners went up to Sacramento State and actually played pretty well. So we'll chat with her about that. And, of course, getting ready for the Cal Poly Invitational coming up next Monday. So we'll chat with her about that on the program. Also on the show, going to talk some baseball. It's that time of year now as the baseball season sort of gets in full swing. The Roadrunners opening conference play last weekend. They have a week off from conference play this week, but they're definitely going to be busy at Cal State Fullerton and a 3-game series this weekend at UC Irvine, who was in the College World Series in 2014. Our Friday night starter, Hayden Carter, which rhymes. Hayden Carter, the Friday night starter, will join us on the program coming up at the bottom of the hour. We talk about his big matchup this weekend against the Anteaters. Also joining us on the show in the final segment, our number one pairing in CSUB sand volleyball, Molly O'Hagan, Mariah Alvidrez. They're coming off a quarterfinals appearance in the United States Beach Volleyball Collegiate Invitational. So we'll chat with them about that performance. And, of course, they've got something coming up this weekend at the sand volleyball complex, the Barnes Beach Volleyball Complex coming up this weekend. So we'll chat with them about that as well. So a lot of stuff to get to on today's program. And, of course, a lot of highlights to get to as well. We will go to basketball in Las Vegas, the Western Athletic Conference Tournament. Let's head to the Orleans Arena where the Roadrunners on the men's side starting things off with a matchup against a former opponent, a familiar opponent. That is Utah Valley, the Wolverines, who they just played less than a week ago. Early on, it was all runners off the bat. Tyrell Corbin 4-3 for CSUB. Then it was Javante Maynor on the elbow, same spot for 3 more. Then a Roadrunners fast break coming up to Jalen Arrington. CSUB started the game on a 10-0 run before the Wolverines even got on the board with his 3-pointer to make the first of their 5 in the first half. Then Zach Nelson, fresh off 21 against CSUB, starts another run here to drive and to finish. Then the Runners answer with Maynor's 3, his second of the half. Runners up by 6. UVU off the turnover, though, going to go the other way. And this is going to be Davis to Mitch Brunel with the finish and the foul. The CSUB lead is 3. Runners going to get a quick one from Ali Ahmed to extend for a moment before Jalen Jackson hits from the corner, and it's a 1-point game. Then again, guess who? Zach Nelson in the corner for 3. The Wolverines now lead the Runners, who would take a 2-point lead through the half. Second half starting for Nelson, a layup as he got going, and then a 3-pointer. Utah Valley starts the second half on a 9-0 run themselves to build a 7-point lead. Runners, though, as Nelson gets another pair, Runners, though, have to find a way to respond. They get some offense off the bench. Deshaun Richmond, the 2 off the bench, and the bounce. Then it was Ty Corbin, the drive, and the roll for the Roadrunners. He had 13 for CSUB. It's a 2-point game. Javante Maynor then, 1 dribble, find my spot. I'll take this one, knocks it down. Runners take the lead for good with 11 to play. Runners' defense was strong, and their offense got just enough plays. Here's Brent Rapp with the drive and 1, and then Tyrell Corbin not finishing as well. He gets another 3. Bakersfield's lead is now 6 points. Then Ali Ahmed down low with the jumper. As Bakersfield starts to roll, Ty Corbin adds 2 more. Runners in the game on a 10-1 run. They beat Utah Valley 55-40. Then on Friday's semifinals, Rowdy and Pistol Pete from New Mexico State showing signs of friendliness early. I think Rowdy's mocking him. Game wouldn't have much friendly in it, though, as good start for the Runners. Arrington to Ahmed, who scored 22 in the contest. Size, though, was the difference maker for New Mexico State. Chili Napawe with the offensive rebound and the dunk putback. He was tournament MVP. Runners work the baseline again, though. Ahmed missed. Mays finishes it up. And then Ty Corbin tries going. There's that size again. The swat off the glass. Daniel Mullings then with the drive and finish for New Mexico State. He had 14 in the game. They lead by 2 early. Then Kevin Mays for CSUB going to come up with a pair of answers on the jumper. And then Mays once again off the Maynor feed down low and the finish. Runners lead is 2. Remy Berry for New Mexico State, though. The drive himself, his finger roll, and the answer. Then it's Jalen Arrington from the corner. CSUB's lead is 6 points after this 3. New Mexico State, though, again responding with size. Napawe with the jam here. And then Jonathan Wilkins at the baseline. Aggies lead by 5 at the half. Second half, Pascal Siakam gets going early. 1 drive and finish. Show it once and show it twice. He had 10 for the Aggies. Roadrunners, though, using some of their size. Big man to big man. Ahmed to Jones, the jam. It's a 4-point game. Then Ahmed, the jump hook, cuts the lead to 4 with just 14 to play. More from the Aggies. Mullings, he finishes off the drive here for New Mexico State. Then more size from the Poway, the baseline finish. He had 19 in this game. Runners trail by as many as 9 with 5 to play, but one more push. Kevin Mays with the jumper. Then it's going to be Tyrell Corbin coming off the right side mid-range. And then once again, let's find Ali Ahmed down low with the post point. It's a 2-point game with a minute to go for CSUB as they keep it pushing. Ahmed once again down to Craig Jones. But here is going to be, as the runners work it again to Ahmed, he's going to finish with the left hand. Here's the clincher, though, for New Mexico State. Off the miss, it's Napawe with the rebound in a 2-point game. The putback, that seals it for New Mexico State. They win 57-53. So Bakersfield able to get their first round win over Utah Valley, 55-40. They would lose, though, in the semis to eventual tournament champion New Mexico State, who won their 4th straight WAC tournament. They win 57-53 as runners in their season at 14-16 on the year. So Bakersfield, once again, second season in a row, losing to top-seeded New Mexico State in the Western Athletic Conference semifinals. Great effort by the runners, though. Defense was good all tournament. Matter of fact, the 40 points that the runners held Utah Valley to were the lowest they've ever allowed to an NCAA Division I opponent. Ali Ahmed also named to the Western Athletic Conference all-tournament team for his efforts, including the 22 points in the loss to New Mexico State. So on to CSUB women's basketball. They were trying to carry the torch in the WAC tournament. CSUB leading things off as, yes, Superfan, and along with several other fans, making the trip to Las Vegas. And runners against Chicago State first round. Despite a slow start, runners, it was pretty much all CSUB. Tana Allen early with the drive and layup. Then it's Badabe Zampari for a couple of buckets. Runners erase an early deficit. Erica Williams then for CSUB as Chicago State, they pushed it a little bit here. And then it would be Erica Williams for the Roadrunners. First Tana Outland is going to score once more. And then the runners send it to Erica Williams. The baseline lead goes to 8, just about 8 minutes in. Runners then seizing the momentum with the ball movement. And there's a 3 from Alyssa Shannon. The lead is 13 before another Chicago State timeout. CSUB lead at the half was 17 points. Second half, more of the same. Outland with the drive and layup and the foul. She had 17 in the game. And then it's Alyssa Shannon. She's going to pull another 3-pointer. She had 4 in the game. Good for, you guessed it, 12 points. Bakersfield with 9 threes in total in the game. Shaquita Smith with 1 as well. And then Brooke Hinkins gets going. Visiting crowd starts getting on her a bit. So she hits 1, she hits 2, and Hinkins, why not? Let's hit 1 more and wave to the fans as well in the process. Runners roll 77-53. Semifinal matchup here against UT Pan American. Wouldn't be so easy. The Bronx out early, little post battle, battling guards to start. Shantae Goff for the Bronx, on Outland for the Roadrunners. Bronx, though, having one of those days where they got every bounce. Here's one from Cheryl Price. Cuts the CSUB first half lead to 1 point. And another nice move here as well. Runners then toying with a 5-point lead a while thanks to this Erica Williams 3. And then Alyssa Shannon, why not? The drive and the float off the high side of the glass. And runners then going to make it 7-point lead with this jumper from Erica Williams. They keep it that way as Alyssa Shannon once again baseline up and under the bounce, and another jumper once again coming here from Tiana Outland for the Roadrunners. Foul line extended right. Cashes in. UTPA, though, keeping it close. Outland showing her skills again as UTPA got to work the ball around left side for the mid-range jumper. Here's Outland. Should I? How about now? That'll work as the runners, again, take the lead. But transition troubles in this one as the Bronx cut the lead to 5 late in the first. Then an offensive rebound and a putback. The CSU lead is just 2 at the break. Second half starting out with some defense. Easy points for Outland. She scores 2 more of her game-high 24. Runners up by 12. 7 minutes to play, but trouble starts. The missed shots leading to transition buckets here. That one cuts the lead to 8. Then another CSU miss. Coast-to-coast play for Goff makes it a 6-point game. Runners back to 8, though, as they're going to find Tana Outland make this one actually Haley Ford with the jumper. And the Pan Am, though, not going away as the floater here from Tiandra Nolan cuts the lead to 6 points. Then it's going to be a right-hand finish from Troy Swain to make it a 2-point game. Outland doing her best, though, to keep the runners on top with this tough basket with 3:10 to play, but that's the last point CSUB would score. UTPA ends the game on a 10-0 run. Nothing CSUB could do but watch as the Bronx in their tournament run, and they made everything down the stretch. Mid-range, the drive, the right-hand finishes. One more for good measure as another transition bucket here. UTPA will beat the Runners in the tournament 76-70. UTPA went on to lose to New Mexico State in the finals. So the Runners winning the first game 77-53. They then fall 76-70 to Texas Pan American in the semifinals. Kind of a tough loss for Bakersfield. They will, however, continue their season as the Western Athletic Conference representative in the WNIT tournament, and they will play at UCLA this Thursday evening. So the Runners' season not completely over. They will go on and play in the WNIT. Real quick, CSUB baseball this weekend, opening conference play on the road at New Mexico State. Runners with a 13-3 Mercy Rule win over the Aggies in 7 innings on Friday night. Then on Saturday, New Mexico State coming back. The Runners fall. They had a lead. They couldn't hold it. They lose 6-4. And then on Sunday, get this, Runners come back, but they can't win, but they don't lose either. The game called at a 6-6 tie because of CSUB's travel restrictions in order to catch their plane back home. 6-6 in 12 innings is the final. Upcoming for the Roadrunners, as we mentioned, on the road this week, Wednesday at Cal State Fullerton. That's going to be a 6 p.m. start. Then this weekend, they will be at UC Irvine, 6:30 on Friday, Saturday at 1, and Sunday at 1 p.m. as well. And finally, CSUB softball. They were home this past weekend. They had a doubleheader on Sunday, and the Runners, well, continuing their winning ways. They extend their winning streak to 4, a 4-1 win behind a school record 2 triples in the first game on Sunday, and the Runners coming back with a 9-1 Mercy Rule win in 5 innings in the second game. A 5-run third helping make the difference for CSUB. Runners now have won 4 straight. They're off this week for finals. They return next week, hosting Cal Poly on Tuesday the 24th at the softball complex. So there you have it. What a week for highlights, and unfortunately for basketball, couldn't quite advance past the semis in the WAC tournament, but women's basketball WNIT Thursday at UCLA. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some golf. Meggan Bunker will join us. She is our interim men's golf head coach and former Roadrunner golfer herself, a PGA Tour, PGA Pro apprentice. Talk about all that stuff when we come back. Stick around. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Welcome everyone. Nissan of Bakersfield has everything for the perfect car buying experience. Like our beautiful showroom, full of the most popular Nissan models for you to explore. And our fully stocked parts and service department, from everything from genuine Nissan accessories to factory-trained service technicians to keep your car running its best. Plus, our massive inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles means you're guaranteed to find the right one for you. Nissan of Bakersfield is where you should buy your next car.
One thing about living in Kern County is all the great schools.
Bakersfield Christian! Carson! Stop now! Right here!
And no matter what school you go to, there's still one thing.
One thing! One thing!
We can all agree on. Kern Schools is the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our auto rates as low as 1.99 APR with no payments up to 90 days.
Kern Schools, the biggest little credit union in town.
Kern Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, transportation, and more. Visit KernBusinessJournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly business journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on KernBusinessJournal.com.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californians Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
In a fertile valley,
A growing university with record enrollment and graduates serving the needs of a thriving community. A tradition of athletic excellence. Now a part of the Western Athletic Conference. CSU Bakersfield.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. Still to come on the program, Hayden Carter, the Friday night starter for the Roadrunners baseball team, will join us on the program. He is getting ready for a start Friday night at UC Irvine. Runners on the road for 4 games this week. Also still to come on the show, Molly O'Hagan, Mariah Alvidrez, CSUB Sand Volleyball, the #1 pairing, and coming off a quarterfinals performance in the Collegiate Beach Championship at the training facility down there in Chula Vista. So we'll chat with them about that coming up a little bit later on the program. But first, I want to welcome her to the show is starting her 3rd week now as interim golf coach. Yeah, exactly. Meggan Bunker joins us on the program, interim golf coach here at CSUB for the men's side. Meggan, welcome to the program. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. Doing good. How are you?
Good. Well, you kind of started, and then you just basically had to right away head with the team to Sacramento for the first tournament. What was that first week kind of like for you, and what did you see in that performance in Sacramento?
It wasn't too bad, actually. It's just that whole week of, okay, hi, I'm your coach, and let's practice. We're also leaving in less than a week. So I had to get them all qualifying just to see who I was taking to the tournament. But it went well. It was fine, and we got to the tournament, and they played great. It was just a lot of fun to see how they can play, and now that I'm their coach, I can get to know each one of them individually and see what they can do. So that was fun to get to watch.
Yeah, and the squad, I think, posted their first ever finish above a fellow Western Athletic Conference member, edging out UTPA at that tournament. Matter of fact, beating them pretty handily, actually, in that spot. So that was something that was good as well. Mm-hmm. What did you sort of see in that first round? I mean, you're kind of new to the gig, and this is the first time you saw a lot of these guys. So, what was kind of your takeaway from that first tournament?
Just 36 holes. I mean, I used to have to do it when I was in college too, so it's just a long day. And just getting to know the guys, I think they're all kind of maybe still asleep a little bit when we're trying to get up and get ready at 6 o'clock in the morning. But I think they were just kind of nervous. And I mean, even today when I play in professional tournaments, I mean, I still get nervous on the first tee. So I've got to get them to kind of calm down a little bit when they get out there. They just struggled on the first few of their holes, and it's hard to recover from those certain scores in the rest are 9 or 18, and then play another 18 after that. But I mean, once I got them to calm down and just have fun and just go out there and play their game, they just started ripping it up out there and making birdies and playing great.
And that is now the formats of most tournaments are 18 on the first day and then 36 on the second.
36 on the first day and 18 on the second day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I barely get through 18 as it is. Like, that's a long day. That's 4 hours.
It is. And it's not like they have a time where they can just settle after their first 18. As soon as they're done with their 18th hole, they go to the first hole. They don't have time. I mean, they're eating their lunch on the go and just thinking, oh, I got a new 18. Let's go now. So
wow, that's amazing. And I guess, I mean, and you played a little bit. We'll get into that. But I mean, is there a mental trick? Is there something you can do? I mean, it's 36 holes of golf, which sounds like fun, but really after you get to 19, it's not that much fun anymore.
Yeah, it's just a long day. I mean, I got to keep them drinking water, Gatorade, and eating, and just staying hydrated and active, and just keep going for. I mean, it's difficult once you hit that 27th hole. You're like, oh, 9 more. I can do it. But it's just, I've got to get them thinking it's hole by hole, and it's hard when you got 36 holes because they'll get frustrated with a certain hole where they did bad on. I've got to keep them thinking you got so many more holes ahead. Just keep going. You can get it back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and so those are definitely the challenges. Now, you guys had as we mentioned, a decent showing in that first tournament. What was it like? I mean, you brought it up, but like you said, you just had to come on board and say, hi, I'm your coach. How you doing? What was the reception like from the team when they were like, okay, here we go?
It was really good. I want to be open with them. I want them to be able to communicate with me and know that I'm here for them, that I was in their position before and I know what they're going through. And I just want them to know that I'm trying to make them better. I want their program to be better. I want everybody to enjoy their experience and not come out of college thinking, man, I hated playing golf. Mm-hmm. I want them to think, oh my God, that was the best time I ever had. It just getting to know the guys. The first week, the just trying to get to know who each one of them were individually. I gave them questions to answer and talk to them, and I just like, what are you looking for in me as a coach? Like, what do you want me to do for you? But I mean, that first tournament, I mean, I had them all ready, had their golf balls, had tees. I gave them like a little goodie bag, and they're like, what? A goodie bag? Like, so they're not, I'm sure from their other coaches, they're not expecting a coach to come in there, but they're just having a great time with it, and they're really responsive to me, and they listen to me, and it's nice.
Yeah, and you're not the only female coaching men's golf in the NCAA, but there's not many of you.
No.
Did that Is that a factor? Did that come up at all? Or the guy is just like, hey, as long as you can make my golf game better,
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't seem to, I mean, it's not even a question. They're not really caring about it. They just want to know that I'm there for them and I'm going to help them get better. It's not really much of an issue that I've been seeing so far. But going to the tournament, like, oh, who are you? Where's Greg out or the other coach? I'm like, right. Oh, well, I'm here. But like, oh, cool, very cool. And there's a couple coaches I knew from the tournament too, from when I played that I've seen before, and they knew who I was. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and now you played golf at CSUB. As a matter of fact, part of the first teams as well. It's 06, 07. You've been were there till 2010. What was your experience like? And obviously, your golf game continued to get better after that. You're now an assistant golf pro and PGA apprentice. So, what was your experience like as a student athlete at CSUB?
I loved it at CSUB. I love staying home and having my family get to watch me and having my community get to see me excel in my golf career. I just had such a great time that when I graduated, what I wanted to do was be the coach that my coaches were to me. I wanted to influence people the way I was influenced. And when I got out of college, I was looking into it, and it showed that a lot of coaches actually have to have their PGA or LPGA card. So that's actually why I got into the PGA program, to get my card so I can be a university golf coach. Nice. And you've been working out at Bakersfield Country Club for about 3.5 years now.
Nice. How's that going? And obviously that's always been a course that's been supportive of CSUB golf, but now obviously you have an extra in there.
No, it's so much fun. I mean, all my members are coming and going, oh, hey, coach, what's up? So it's fun.
Great.
I'm enjoying it.
Great. And you're doing a lot of different things right now. You're obviously still trying. You played in some Southern California PGA events as well, and working on that PGA card and all that thing. So your life basically right now is completely centered around golf.
It is, and that's what I want it to be. I still enjoy playing, and I think that's kind of makes me help with the guys because I'm still on their level. Like, I'm not in college, but I'm still competing, so I know what they're going through. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be on the first tee and nervous, or if I have a bad hole and I got to shake it off. So I'm actually being able to talk to them and say, hey, I know what it feels like. I mean, I got to get their mental games there just because I know what it feels like with my mental game. I just know what they're going through. So just have to get them hole by hole and finish the round and know that they did great doing it. So.
Nice. And, we brought up the local thing a little bit, but, I mean, not only did you go to CSUB, I mean, you're from Bakersfield. You golfed at Centennial and that kind of thing as well. So just always been – you've basically seen golf at every single level now in Bakersfield, haven't you?
I have.
What's that experience just been like to kind of be able to do all this at home?
It's just fun because, I mean, I've got community support. They know who I am, so I can go anywhere and they're like, oh, hey, Meggan, how are you? I mean, they know me from just being in high school, being a golfer. So it's fun for them to see me grow in my golf career and support me as well with it.
And you're working with Director of Golf Meggan Thomason as well. She's overseeing the women's team and the program as a whole. And what's that been like so far?
It's great. We work great together. We just want the same thing for our program. So, I mean, we talk every day and we just keep going through with it. And we're trying to look forward to next season and what we can do and get our teams motivated and going there. It's just we know what we want, and we're just trying to work on it to get there.
Yeah, and still several tournaments to go, and of course the WAC Championship. So, what are some of the goals for you on this men's side moving forward as the schedule continues?
I just practicing. I mean, obviously we've got to have rounds where we're qualifying to see what guys are going to the tournaments. But just seeing what I saw in Sacramento, there's some fundamental things we got to work on. I mean, all my guys can play scratch golf. There's no doubt about it. I've seen it during practice. It's just getting into that level where they can do it in the tournament. So getting them awake at 6 o'clock in the morning, being active, being able to have them start playing and not be nervous out there. I mean, it's going to happen, but we got to get past those holes. just practicing on our short game, our putting, our chipping. They can all hit the ball great. It's just getting them around the greens and having them, that's where they're going to score. So just kind of get those fundamentals and teaching them that and making them confident in their games and themselves.
Nice. And you'll be at the Cal Poly match play on the 23rd of this month, and then at the UCSB Intercollegiate on the 13th, and then the WAC Championships in Arizona on April 20th. So just really, I mean, we're looking at like a month to go in the season. So wow, what a whirlwind job! I mean, you're going to get it in 1 month, and then the next month later, the season's going to be over. But obviously, you have some things you want to accomplish in that short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, they can all play great, and we went over our scores and our stats, and we know how low we can get. So just getting in there and doing it is what we got to do.
All right, Meggan Bunker here on Roadrunner Rundown, and I'm sure I'm not the only person to tell you this, but you have like the best golf last name.
I think
Did you
I do.
realize when you met your husband Rob, you're like, how is this gonna work?
I told him that's why I married him, for his last name.
Exactly. I mean, there you go. I mean, fantastic. But hey, congratulations on the gig, and
Thank you.
Good job so far. I think we're looking forward to seeing what happens the next 3 tournaments or so.
No, thank you. Appreciate
All right,
it.
Meggan Bunker here on Roadrunner Rundown. When we come back, Hayden Carter is going to join us. He is a Friday night CSUB starting pitcher. We'll chat with him as the runners get ready for a series at College World Series participant last year, UC Irvine. We'll be back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
One thing about living in Kern County is all the great schools. And no matter what school you go to, there's still one thing we can all agree on. Kern Schools is the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our auto rates as low as 1.99 APR with no payments up to 90 days.
Kern Schools, the biggest little credit union in town.
I am not going to ask him about funguses.
Fungi.
Honey, have you called Gunlocks about fixing that toilet upstairs?
You know, I saw a plumbing episode on the Fix It channel. Yeah, I can fix it.
You could try it yourself, or you could just call Gunlax and save your marriage.
Hey, honey, I think I did it.
Gunlax, 327-3052.
That wasn't so bad.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet! You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity, on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californians Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes, we're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
And welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. My thanks to Meggan Bunker for joining us on the program. Also still to come on the show, Mariah, Alvidrez, Molly O'Hagan set to join us from CSUB Sand Volleyball. But joining us now on the program, he is the Friday night starter for CSUB Baseball, and coming off a victory this past Friday, and hopefully getting ready for another one this coming Friday. That's Hayden Carter. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I know you guys had a kind of a long week on the road, and you'll be on the road again this week as well. But go back to this past weekend, open up conference play. You kind of had an easy one on Friday night. You got plenty of run support, and you guys ran away with that one with a mercy rule win.
Yeah, it was fun to get the first win of conference, but I think if you ask anyone on our team, it's kind of a disappointing finish to the weekend. Definitely didn't want to come out of there. It's kind of unusual getting a tie. It's the first tie I've ever been a part of. So. Yeah, I mean, it could have been worse. We could have lost the last game, but I mean, we would have liked to have won the series.
Yeah, so. And it's always a tough place to play. I mean, that ballpark plays kind of funny and plays real kind of offense. You guys saw that on Friday, and then Saturday you had a few leads that slipped, and the same goes on Sunday. But then you guys came back and basically able to sort of force the tie because of the travel restriction. Yeah. But you guys came back and scored a couple runs. It seems like this team has a lot of. There's a lot of battle in it, and you've been down on the road a lot this year, but have found a way to come back most of the time.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different than last year. I think last year when we got down, we kind of gave up. But this year, I think we have a lot more fight. We were a lot more experienced, so I think we know what it takes to win. I think the best example was the Purdue game in Arizona when we were down 4-0 in the 9th. So I think that was a big win for us, and that kind of like showed us that we could come back from any deficit. And even coming back in the New Mexico State game after having a 5-1 lead and giving that up in the 8th, being able to overcome that and score one run with 2 outs in the 9th to tie that up, that was huge. So yeah, way different than last year, honestly, from the offensive standpoint. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully.
Well, and you obviously got to like that as a pitcher. I mean, that's the one thing. Offense, it seems like in baseball, just it comes and goes. But obviously, pitching has to be consistent all year long, or you're in trouble. You've had a good start to the year. I mean, several strong starts, several wins right off the bat. You've kind of settled into the role as the Friday night guy. So, what's that been like for you? Into four weeks or so into the season to kind of have that role established.
It's been great. I think last year. I started off the season as a starter. I didn't really know if I could handle being a starter. But after gaining that experience at the beginning and at the end of last year, Kernan told me that this would be my best year as a starting pitcher. So that gave me the confidence to work hard over the summer, and it's been great going out there and being successful each week. It's been my goal every week, and it's been fun. Hopefully, I can keep it up.
And it just seems, for some reason, there's been this crazy change between not only yourself, you and Stephen G. Like both, it seemed changed as pitchers and gotten really good this year coming into this season. You both, I don't know what it is. You both grown beards. Maybe that's it. I don't know. You both seem to really have an edge to you as pitchers now. What kind of happened over the summer?
Well, Stevie just shaved his beard last night.
Oh, did he?
So no, I don't know what's gonna happen there. No, but Steve's always been good. He had a good year last year. He actually had our best stats as a returning pitcher.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I think it's just gaining that experience made me more confident. But I don't know what Steve did. I mean, he just goes up there and throws. I mean, he just throws fastballs.
He almost looks like angry now, and he's not an angry guy. He's like the nicest guy in the world. But I watched him throw a bullpen the other day. I saw him in the action the other day on TV, and I'm like, he looks mad, which is good, I guess, as a pitcher.
When you talk to him, he's not really mad. But actually, in New Mexico State, he kind of had a bad inning, and for the first time in the 2 years I've spent with him, it was the first time I've ever seen him flustered. Came off the mound, he was yelling at himself, and I was just like, wow, I don't expect that as Steve.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe that's working for him. He's had a really good year. But I mean, I don't know what he just throws strikes and gets people out.
Well, but you're doing the same thing right now. I mean, you the other day, you're not your last start, the start before that, 20 ground ball outs, which is great, which is exactly what pitchers are looking for. I mean, what kind of changed for you between 2012 as a freshman and now 2015 as a senior?
Honestly, I think it's just trusting my catchers. The defense every year I've been here has been really good, especially this year. I mean, I believe we have the best defense in the country, fastest outfield in the country, best middle infield. But I think trusting my catchers more. I think the first 3 years, 2.5 years I was here, I would try and like outthink guys.
Yeah.
With my pitch selection or pitch location. But I think toward the end of last year, I started just throwing whatever Ross or Logan would throw down in terms of pitch selection and location. And this year, I mean, I don't think I've shaken Ross or Logan off more than 10 times, maybe even 5. So I think trusting them, trusting my defense, that's been huge for me.
And that's a lot of trust, I mean, as well. I mean, Coach Kernan puts that trust in the catchers to where he doesn't, and that's what people say, how does your team play games so fast? And I say, well, because the catcher is not looking to the dugout for the sign from the coach and then relating to the pitcher. Mm-hmm. The catcher has the confidence to call the game. So obviously, I mean, there's a lot of confidence from Coach Kernan to the catchers and even the pitchers on the mound to call the right pitches.
Yeah, it's definitely nice because the game speeds up. But when catchers on other teams don't do that, then the game starts to slow down. So you're in the dugout a lot longer. But yeah, they both call great games. Logan and Ross have both caught me this year, and they've both done a great job. So.
And is that kind of like a debriefing of, so you get the third out of the inning, everybody comes off the field, and then usually Coach Kernan grabs you and the catcher and has just a quick chat. Is that usually kind of a debrief of what was called in the inning, that kind of stuff?
Usually it depends on the inning. He goes over, like, if an ump doesn't call a strike, he'd ask if that was a strike or if it was a ball. It depends on what happens.
And of course, you as pitchers are like, oh, it was a strike, coach.
Yeah.
It was right down the middle.
No
I don't know what he's looking at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. No matter where it is, I'll always call it a strike.
And then obviously to have a coach like Coach Kernan who's worked with pitchers and really dedicates most of his time to pitchers, I mean, that seemed to have helped you in the last 4 years as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be here without Coach Kernan. I mean, he's changed me drastically since I've gotten here in terms of the mental aspect of the game. I think coming out of high school, I was a much different pitcher, and now I owe him everything for my success at the collegiate level. And yeah, he lets me he doesn't really try to change my mechanics. He just changes my mentality, and I think that's worked out greatly for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of guys that have improved, it seems like, and showing more signs of it. Logan Trowbridge hitting and also behind the plate, and I know Chris Caton had a home run here recently. He's been injured a lot, but he's kind of starting to wake up a bit and have a good bat. And it seems like as the season gets going, these guys are getting better, and that's got to be nice. That's got to be something that, as a pitcher and just as a teammate, you like to see.
It's nice to see more guys contributing. I think last year it was like a certain number of guys, like it was Saul, it was Oscar, and then it would be like Dave, Miles, or Jordy. And I think this year it's just like a collaborative effort to win. I think like against Purdue, Chris Caton got the game-winning double to right center. Grotjohn's been huge this year, so is Joey Sanchez. Cody White, until he got hurt, he was doing great. And also on top of Solomon, Jordy, Chance, Miles, and Metzger, it's nice having a whole team contributing to the win every day.
And this will be you'll be playing in your third season in the Western Athletic Conference. Obviously, goal number 1 is to make the tournament in Arizona. But you've felt the tournament the last couple of years. You've had some highs and lows in the tournament. Do you kind of also have that mindset that basically you want to win the regular season championship, but it's going to come down once again to 3 days in Arizona?
Yeah, as tough as it sounds, and as much pressure or as much as we put on the regular season, it's more realistic to look or to see that the only way we get into the NCAA tournament is to win the conference tournament. So yeah, we're prepared for that. We know the challenge that awaits us. And yeah, we're not really comfortable with accepting just a regular season championship. We want to get to the NCAA tournament because we know that no team has gone to an NCAA tournament, at least in baseball, since baseball became a sport here. So we're trying to be the first team to do it.
Yeah, and you guys have a week out of conference play this week. You'll play at Fullerton on Wednesday, and then you'll be back on the mound on Friday at UC Irvine. This team was in the College World Series last year, so your thoughts on preparing for the Anteaters?
Well, Coach Mack actually coached at UCI, so that'll be fun for him. I don't really know their record, but anytime you play UCI, they're always going to be a good team. They're going to pitch well. They're going to play good defense. So I'm gonna have to be on my best game in order to win. It'll be a good test for us on the road at Fullerton and at Irvine, and hopefully, well, at least win the series at Irvine.
Absolutely. A good shot at doing that again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then one game on Wednesday at Fullerton, and that's going to be a first of two with them this year, and that's always a program that has a lot of success.
Yeah, growing up, I think a lot of guys on our team wanted to go to Fullerton. I know James Barragon, he said that was his dream school, and fortunately he gets to start against them. So that'll be a good moment for him. Hopefully he does well. I'm sure he will. But yeah, it'll be fun playing at Fullerton. I know it's the first time I've played Fullerton, and we get to go there. So it'll be a good experience, and hopefully we do well there.
All right, we will see. Hayden Carter here on Roadrunner Rundown. Good luck on Friday at UC Irvine.
Thank you for having me.
All right, when we come back, folks, we're going to talk some sand volleyball. Mariah, Alvidrez, Molly O'Hagan joining us next in studio. They're the #1 pairing for CSUB sand volleyball. We'll chat with them about their upcoming stuff when we get back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
One thing about living in Kern County is all these great rivalries. But despite all these rivalries, there's still one thing we can all agree on. Kern Schools is the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our auto rates as low as 1.99 APR with no payments up to 90 days.
Kern Schools, the biggest little credit union in town.
Introducing the Next Gen Home by Lennar. Your family is constantly evolving. The kids move out, the kids move back. Maybe grandma moves in. You need a home that will grow with you and your family. The Next Gen Home by Lennar has a separate private living space with a bathroom, kitchenette, and entrance all its own, but still connected to the rest of the house. It's a home within a home. New models now open in the Central Valley. To learn more, visit a Lennar Welcome Home Center near you or visit lennar.com.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californians Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity, on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
In a fertile valley, a growing university with record enrollment and graduates serving the needs of a thriving community, a tradition of athletic excellence. Now a part of the Western Athletic Conference. CSU Bakersfield.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. My thanks to Hayden Carter for joining us. He will start Friday night at UC Irvine. By the way, the Runners back at home next weekend. They'll host Utah Valley in a Western Athletic Conference series starting on Friday, and Hayden Carter will be on the mound that day as well. And, of course, Meggan Bunker joined us in the first segment, interim men's golf head coach. Want to welcome to the program now. Joining us, they are the #1 pairing, numero unos of the CSUB sand volleyball team. Molly O'Hagan on my left, Mariah Alvidrez as well. Ladies, welcome back to the program. How you doing?
Good. Thanks. How are you?
Good. Well, congrats. Pretty good weekend. You guys were at a very tough tournament at the Olympic Training Center down in Chula Vista. You guys made the quarters, made it further than anyone else on the team. So talk about that experience.
Yeah, we had a really good setup going into Sunday. We had a good match against the TCU 6 team that we took care of pretty nicely, and then had a Grand Canyon team, a nice WAC competition on a Sunday morning. So it set us up for a good match against Pepperdine, and didn't play our best first set, made a couple errors myself, and then we had a pretty solid second set, I would say.
Yeah, we definitely played a lot better the second set. We controlled our errors and just focused on competing with them, and we did. I think we did really well that set.
Yeah, and a great performance down there. And there was a lot of solid schools with a very, I guess, longer sand and or volleyball tradition than ours. So what was it like going into that?
Oh, yeah. Hawaii and Pepperdine, they're like 1 and 2 bouncing back and forth, I think, right now. So all of their teams are very good and very skilled. So it's a lot of fun to always play them because we get to see like how they play against each other, and it's awesome to watch.
And playing schools like that, it always raises your level of play as well. So it's a very competitive match, and it's fun to compete against teams like that are very skilled and very experienced. And it's a learning experience all the way around. Do you
walk into some of those matches though and be like, were you born to play volleyball? I mean, it just like it does it kind of. It's not. I want to say it's intimidating, but it is like, are you kidding me?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes. Definitely. Like
Yes.
some things that we'll do, and it's just like really like good for us, and then they are just like whatever, just play like nothing.
Sure,
and I'm like,
just dig that
okay,
ball,
cool,
no problem, whatever. I just put 110% of my effort into it.
Yeah, I mean, because you guys are essentially indoor players that transitioned into the sand when the program started 3 years ago. So how is that? I mean, how has that gone? It seems like everybody on the indoor team, for the most part, enjoys the spring now.
It's just we see the benefits for sure on the court indoor, so it's hard not to like sand, and it's such a fun atmosphere to play in, and it's very supportive. It's very you learn so much about yourself and your teammates, and it's fun, and it's a challenge both mentally and physically, and we do reap benefits in indoor season.
Definitely.
And now you both have been paired up together this year. And it seems like every year there's always one part of the pairing graduates, and so you got to kind of reform the team. So you guys were put together this year, and what's it been like so far?
It's fun. I like playing with Molly. It's nice to have a blocker, a tall one. No offense to Shayna. Shayna was awesome, but Molly's got a little more height, so it's a lot different for me because she can cover more ground technically in the air, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it makes it easier on me, definitely.
Nice. And now, I mean, in the indoor game, you're a libero, so you're kind of all over the place.
Yep.
How does that help in sand?
Oh, indoor. Well, last year, I felt a lot faster, and I got to more balls, and I could really like test myself to see where I could get on the court because I knew I could get so far by myself in the sand, and the sand's a lot harder to move around in. So, yeah, it makes me feel faster, which is good.
And there's a reason why I haven't gone back out, because last year I hurt myself last year shooting the Corey burst in the sand, because the sand is hard, as I found out, and it was just perfectly mounded in one spot where I decided to dive, and like I think I cracked a rib or something.
Oh,
so
yeah.
do you guys do that a lot? Probably not.
We crack ribs, on the daily.
That was what was hard, is transitioning from like the court to the sand, like going backwards from sand to court. Diving is, you have to relearn how to dive on hardwood because you're so used to just laying out.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's tough.
Molly O'Hagan, Mariah Alvidrez joining us here on Roadrunner Rundown. You will be in action this week. Quite a lot of stuff going on, as a matter of fact. You're going to have this Thursday at Cal State Northridge, and then home on Friday to Loyola Marymount, and then a doubleheader of sorts on Saturday against Irvine Valley College and Mira Costa College as well. So talk about, gosh, what a busy week. Coming off of finals, too. They didn't do you any favors.
Yeah. It's life of a student athlete, for sure. Yeah, no, it's going to be a fun weekend. We've got some really good competition. LMU's up there. I think last weekend they were ranked number 6. So that's going to be a really competitive match for us to take on Friday. And we've seen Northridge already. So that should be a good competitive match as well. And IVC puts up a tough fight every year as well. We haven't played Mira Costa.
No, we haven't. I think this might be their first year, actually.
So it should be a fun time.
Fun weekend.
And it's a good, it's a cool environment for people. It's Friday at 4 o'clock, and then Saturday you'll start at 10 a.m. and then again at 2. You get, you really is a good environment for people. Like you talk about the environment outside playing in it, but it's a fun spectator thing as well. There's 3 matches going on at the same time. Music, it's kind of, it's different than probably any live sporting event people have ever watched.
Definitely. I feel it's more of a fun, chill kind of atmosphere as opposed to like serious and always like, I don't know. I mean, we concentrate out there, but it's not like, oh, I have to really focus on this. It's kind of like you just relax and just have fun and play more.
The game's very flowy.
Yeah.
Like it's very just kind of like you kind of take your time getting back to serve. It's not so. I would say it's not as strict as indoor. So
it's it'd be like a hippie sport.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Just take your time.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah,
hippie sport.
Perfect hippie sport.
It's not go go go. You take your time.
Absolutely, yeah. You have plenty of time, and it's just flowy.
It flows.
That's how it is.
Flowy.
It's just flowy. Yeah. Well, and the other thing too, like you don't. I mean, indoor. You've got there's a crowd. You hear them. There's music and everything, and obviously a lot of noise in between points. But on the outdoor court, there's some background music going on, like it's a coffee house, and then you got the fans, and they're kind of paying attention to your match, but they might be paying attention to another match. And obviously, as number ones, a lot of time there's a lot of pressure because you guys are the last ones to play, and sometimes the whole meet is on the line or the duel's on the line. But you do have like I guess a little bit more of an opportunity to concentrate because you're not distracted by so much other things going on.
I would say 100%, and at the same time, a big difference is you don't have a coach on the sideline with you all the time. They're only allowed to speak to you during side switches or timeouts. So it's literally you and your partner figuring stuff out. So it's just Mariah and I talking. And at some points during the game, it's silent and it's just our little chatter.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird, but that's where like you have to have a solid relationship because you're solving things on your own. You don't have a coach. That's where a lot of the chatter comes from.
Yeah.
There's a lot of coach between the ref and coach and the players in indoor,
Right.
and so that's what's kind of missing in outdoor. And it is quiet. Like you don't have people watching you the entire time.
Right.
So it's very much like, okay, like it's just
us.
you and I and the other team.
Do you guys enjoy that pressure though? Like I mentioned, it happened in one of your first duels this season. I mean, it came down to the number one pairing. And you know that the whole win is on the line, not only for you, but the team. So what's that pressure kind of like?
I mean, I don't really listen to the outside noise, but for some reason I heard Kyle say that. And I kind of thought to myself, well, all right, here we go. No pressure. But I didn't think about that the whole time we were playing. I just kind of took it as like we just need to win 1 point at a time and not worry about the end result.
Yeah.
And we took care of business pretty well.
Nice.
And as soon as we're in that third set and you don't hear any other volleyball being played and everyone's crowding around your court, we're like, okay, I guess this is
Do you just
it.
kind of feel
Like,
the
this
eyes
is-
at that point?
this
Definitely.
And Kyle, of course, like this is coming down to the dual set match. So I'm like,
just-
right on.
just
Okay,
keep
this is
describing
rad.
this match, okay.
We just kind of look at each other and are like, doesn't matter. Let's just play ball.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you guys have had a good year so far. Obviously, a great year indoor. You're getting ready for graduation, so it's getting close. I know you just took some finals for this week, and one more quarter for both of you, and then it's gone. See ya.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Ew, gross. Like, when everyone ever mentions the word June, it makes me like,
I'm excited.
Yes, she's excited. She's got a brand new spanking engagement ring.
Yes,
over here,
congratulations,
so-
by the way.
Thank you.
Yes. A love match made at CSUB and CSUB Athletics on top of it all.
It's all because
So
of you, actually.
I'm
so
pretty
take credit
much
for
taking
that,
credit for
Corey.
that one. Yeah. Congratulations, though.
Well,
That's
thank you.
fantastic. And again, graduation coming up for both of you. So what was your degree again?
Liberal studies.
Liberal studies.
Me too.
Liberal studies. There you go. Plans after college?
I'm really gonna try and play overseas. That's
Good.
my goal. So got to get my stuff together, make a film.
Nice.
Sorry, coaches, I'm working on it. G and says get on me every day. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I think I'm going to work on my credential.
Okay, cool.
Or, I'm going to get married.
There you go.
One or the other right now.
That's or both. I
Or
mean,
both.
whatever. But
Yeah.
no, that's great. And congratulations on a good start to the year. Again, you're going to be at Northridge on Thursday, and then home on Friday and Saturday. And folks should come out. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I haven't been in town yet though while you guys have been playing. So eventually I will catch you live in action.
Oh, good.
Unfortunately, I've been gone, and I'll be gone this weekend with baseball. But I'll get to one of them.
Okay.
And I want to encourage folks as well. It's a lot of fun. Once again, Mariah, Hayden, Mariah, Alvidrez, the number one pairing CSUB Sand Volleyball. Good luck this weekend. A lot of stuff going on.
Thank you.
All right. Again, folks, will be in action on Friday starting at 4 p.m. at the Barnes Beach Volleyball Complex operated by the Student Rec Center. And again, 10 a.m. on Saturday. Thanks so much for joining us. You can get this show anytime online at GoRunners.com. You can follow us on Facebook at Facebook.com/CSUB Roadrunners, on Twitter and Instagram at CSUB Athletics. Of course, join us on the show next week. We'll have recaps of everything happening. Don't forget, this week we'll have CSUB women's basketball continues their season. WNIT Thursday at UCLA. That pairing just coming out last night. And of course, Roadrunner baseball will be on the road at UC Irvine. They return home on Friday the 26th against Utah Valley, continuing Western Athletic Conference play at Hart Field. Tickets available now at valleytix.com. We will catch you next week. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.